110, take 3. Good afternoon. Michael Green here from westcoastbritish.com of Livermore, California. We're the oldest Land Rover shop in the western United States, established in April of 1981. Today, we're out in Central California with a 1993 Land Rover NAS Defender 110. The NAS means North American Specification. 500 of these vehicles were brought in. They're all numbered for the United States of America, and 25 for some reason only for Canada. This is $499. It started life in the hands of Pam Dauber, believe it or not, aka Mork and Mindy. Mork had 2 of these. The family still owns them to this day. Anyway, we're going to take a peek at this one. This one's mine. And we're right here. We've got a 3.9 liter Rover V8 in here present, 160,000 miles on it. This car goes everywhere and anywhere. It's quite surprising for how little the engine is, how it performs. In May on vacation, it was exceeding 100 more than a few times. Oh, sorry about that. Nevada Trophy is stuck on the door for a reason. This was a scout car for Nevada Trophy for some years, and I created it in 1995. We ran it from 1996 to 2021. Here's the inside. We'll give you a quick look inside. A few of the gauges aren't stock, like mechanical water temperature and a tachometer that was better than the one that was in there. Lockable center console with stereo. As you can see, this has not only a rail cage outside, as you'll see in depth in a second here, but inside as well. This was to make sure it complied with U.S. federal regulations for a rollover and crash. Seats 5, well, unless you got a jerry can in the back, right? We'll come around the back here and just see how it's not fully loaded right now. This is the regular weekend crew, but once it's going out, there's more recovery gear, your ice box, etc. up on the top. Now, we'll get a view of the back here. The backup lights on top come on with the reverse. Got more people coming by. Busy place today. All right. The only Mickey Mouse thing that I always despised about this car was these, light groups that were out of an American truck and trailer catalog. And the only reason they did that, these are already certified by the SAE, which is Society of Automotive Engineer, and they didn't have to worry about other things. And if you get up real close on this, see if you can see it, but right there it says SAE and has a certification number. This is what happens when you sell cars in the United States. It came originally with this cage, with the roof rack. We have a high lift jack upstairs and an extra tire because some of the places we go are rough and tumble. The sides tanks are literally air tanks that we made 25 years ago. We only ever made 2 sets, one for a 110 and one for a Defender 90. And as you can see, the steps are built in. They're actual skids as well. But as I said, they're air tanks inside. We can compress them with nitrogen if we have to. If you look underneath, you can see it's got a south-down skid on the rear differential. Oh. And as we wander around the front, you'll see the ones across underneath here. Hey, there you go. Now, these were made by Southdown, and no, you can't order any because they don't exist anymore. With the demise of the real Land Rovers by Land Rover, a lot of these accessories have now just come to a halt, unfortunately. These things are bulletproof. The reason we don't run aluminum ones is the aluminum will gouge on the rocks. The steel will slide. These are pretty indestructible. Anyway, we'll slide back out. Some people ask, why does the grill panel here set out so far? Well, when I was a younger man, we were doing hot weather tests in 1981 in Death Valley. And this is the first time this appeared when we had 3 prototypes of what would become the 110. And I was down there with the crew from Land Rover. My father at the time was a service manager for all Western United States and product development engineer. What once was, getting tongue-tied, Rover Motor Company North America. Now it was British Leyland Motor Sales. He kept changing names. By this point, I think it was Jaguar Rover Triumph Inc. Anyway, I said to the guys, where did this ugly nose come from? And one of them started giggling, says, you know, he's a purist. Well, it's only temporary. Well, as my mother would say, there's nothing more permanent than something temporary. And it's still on the damn car. And it doesn't look very nice. When we got the Defender 90s, the following year in 94 and 95, if they had AC, they had a flat nose because they had a different AC system that was thinner. And when I change the engine in this, I'm going to update it, I think. We're building at present a 4.2 liter Rover V8 to replace this engine. Not that there's anything wrong with it. This thing runs like a top. It really does. But we are going to replace it because I need more horsepower. Underneath in the suspension zone, we'll poke a camera in there. There you go. With Belstein shock absorbers with Old Man Emu springs. We also, if you come back in the back here, we'll poke our nose in the fender here, and we see an Old Man Emu shock, right? And another Emu. But look at that. Then there's a Belstein, right? Well, this is a kit that Rover doesn't make anymore, but I know all the ins and outs of it. And it was from the Paris-Dakar Range Rovers of the early 80s. And you had to quad shock them. We quad shock the 110s always. In the rear makes the handling. The reason you have 2 Belsteins and 2 Old Man Emus is the rate of compression on the dampening. If you have 4 Belsteins on the back, it just rides too rough. So these are standard Emus and standard Belsteins. The Belsteins have better compression dampening and rebound. As you can see, it still has a sway bar on. Driving one of these without sway bars on it at high speed, you're asking for nothing but trouble. Now, if we get back, I'm going to scoot along here and climb back underneath again with my little camera. Guess what we got in the front, too? Sway bar. We put Discovery sway bars on the front. We have to put the spacers in with the long shocks and springs on it because these shock absorbers compressed and extended are longer and shorter than the originals. So it gives us a bit more wheel travel by over an inch. One of these without sway bars, like coming over Donner Pass on a windy road at 70 miles an hour, is absolutely frightening. Because every time you turn in on a stock one, the nose rolls over and then the back end kind of goes, well, no, we want to go this way. It's not an entertaining feeling. So, put sway bars on. Oh, we also have corrective caster angle radius arms on the front. And the caster angle, I'm going to exaggerate for you, right? Instead of being up and down like this is your caster angle. Well, when you put a longer spring on the front and the front end comes down like this, that caster angle now does this. And if it starts getting over into the opposite direction, the steering on this or Discovery or D90 or a Range Rover is absolutely insanity. It steers too quick. So you have to slow down the steering by pulling the caster angle back. That's what these arms do. In general, it's a fabulous car to drive. I've been driving it for years. This car has gone everywhere that we take it. It's got A or B locking diffs front and rear. And it's pretty unstoppable. I mean, there's places you avoid because of its length and its width and its weight. But it goes a lot of places that other cars just don't go. Hope you enjoyed our little shorty film here today on the Land Rover. And here's a cool badge that we remade some years ago. And we have those in stock if you want to buy one. Anyway, check out our website at westcoastbritish.com. And we also have our driving school, which will give you the... There it is right there. Look at that. Offroadexperience.com. I established that in 1990. Give us a shout. We operate once a month. 925-606-8301 or info@offroadexperience.com. Thanks. Bye. Okay, well, this doesn't seem to be working very well. I thought I'd been filming for the last 10 minutes and found out I'm not. We're out on an adventure on a Saturday night. We're going to try this out and see how this goes. Not sure how to turn that light off on the phone. Whoa, here we go. Wow. We're in the Defender 110. Offroadexperience.com. Sign up for your off-road class. We'll go out and play in the wilds and teach you some tricks you didn't know. No use going four-wheeling and wrecking your car. We're in the 1993 Land Rover 110 V8. This one's only got a 3.9 liter in it. On vacation in May, it was running down some of the major blacktops, traveling at 100 miles an hour and plus, which is pretty cool when you think this is about as aerodynamic as a brick. Anyway, we're in California Sierra foothills right now. No snow. There's snow further up in high altitudes. I was just talking to myself about these damn lights. These are pretty good. This flashlight thing mode on the camera kind of sucks. We'll do a download later and see how it does. These LED lights put out an awful lot of light, which is great. The problem is they don't have any depth. These things are like 12 inches diameter. I'm going to test the Hella 4000's heads up against these, see what happens. So we got a tight corner coming up here. Better way to hold this camera still. Well, I'm cheating. I'm using my phone. This new phone is fantastic. Whee! And railroad tracks coming up. Let's hope there's no trains down here in the dark. By the time we see them, it'll be too late. Here's the tracks. Always let the brakes off before you go over the tracks. Always, always, always. You need to get the suspension stretched out, and you don't get that big bang. Hey, somebody's been in here. See fresh tire tracks. Wow, I'm halfway home already. We're going to do some filming up in Nevada pretty quick. If I get some of my cohorts, associates, buddies, whatever words you want to use, to get off their dead butt and let's go play. And we'll give you some great film out there. Open country, all kinds of terrain from high speed to creeping along, and another railroad track coming up. Uh-oh, wipe it on. Here we go, water. Oh. Ah, it didn't splash. Look at that. Well, no mud. I'm disappointed. For all that rain we had, it's kind of a blind corner, so always slow down here. At night you can cheat a bit because you can tell if somebody's coming by lights, but last thing you want to do is hit somebody. Yeah, see, the light, the depth just isn't there, and being I know where I'm going makes it a little easier, but we're keeping just shy of 60. Another set of tracks. White water coming up. A lot of gravel through here. More railroad tracks coming up. These aren't good because you have to cross them at an angle. Center diff lock there, as we're coming up the pavement. I don't know, half a mile or so. There's so much grip here, it's unbelievable, especially with these tires. Okay, here you go. Up here in a second. Center differential is unlocked. Land Rover, you can do this on the run, doesn't matter what speed you lock it, doesn't matter what speed you unlock it. Just trail the throttle for a second and it'll do its thing. Get beautiful night. See? Looking to the west, look to the east, dark. Anyway, and the Land Rover comes out of the darkness. See the lights on the front here. It's got Lucas headlamps, but it's got LED bulbs in. Anyway. Subscribe and like, please. Tell your friends, and don't forget to check our schedule. It's once a month at offroadexperience.com. Thanks. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.